Came from Catholic Pious School, and I'm right. And they are our neighbors. They actually came here to see the temple, and they're also doing world religion class. So they came to, and they'll extend it, and they'll also preach to others. Is it not? So we'd like to first of all welcome Sophia Onufre, Anna Wade, Ashton Baker, and Colby Smith. Let's welcome them. We always get students from the world religion, taking world religion classes. We always get, and they have so many beautiful questions. We always get, and sometimes they sit here for 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours. They just keep on asking questions, and then they take their notes, and then they go back. They have a great feeling for the temple. So very nice that we get a lot of students from inner faith, and also from world religion, and also from Georgia Tech and Georgia State. So Prabhupada has built this temple in 1975. He came and established the temple. So it is actually inspiring a lot of people around, and also mostly people are coming from here. You see from Georgia Tech, Georgia State, UGI, and there are also students coming from inner faith religion. They come here, sometimes they have very beautiful questions, and they take notes of what we do. So, and they are very fond of Bhagavad Gita. I had a chance to speak to them many times, and I see that their questions are more similar than you find the questions in the Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes people ask questions from the Bhagavad Gita, they have similar questions also. So it's a very nice way to take care of them when they come here. We give our time, they give their time. So we really thank that they come here. Let's chant one time Hare Krishna for these wonderful students who have come here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So our speaker is running a little late because I think he got the traffic. He got into traffic now. So he'll be here very soon. So this month is the Damodar month, it's a Kartik month. First of all, I have to ask, is anybody else who has come for the first time? Yes, where are you from? From Georgia? Yeah. Let's welcome him from Georgia. Anybody else here for the first time coming? Okay. I have a beautiful announcement to make, that we set up a book table here for the last 2 days, yesterday and today also, they're still doing it. Mangala Mother is tremendous. She's just wonderful devotee. She's doing so many books. She's going out of her way to distribute Prabhupada books. And you know what Prabhupada said about these books. They're just like gold mine. If you keep them in the home, or if you read them, it can change a person's life. So we have Jack and many other devotees like Mangala Mataji, then Prema Mandir Mataji, they all sit for some times, for the last 2 days, and we distribute almost 16 Bhagavad Gita. And we also distributed a couple of Nectar devotion, many small books. And there are people who inquire. This morning I was standing there, some people they come, what is this? What are you doing here? I said, this is a church, this is a temple. So you can come here. So there's some people, they came in the morning and they got Bhagavad Gita, they took prasadam, even from different faith. They come and they appreciate what we are doing. So in the Bhagavad Gita we find Krishna says, Susukam Kartabhyam. He used this word Susukam. Susukam means that devotional service to Krishna is performed with great joy and enthusiasm. And that enthusiasm and that joy attracts other people also, from any faith. So that's why in the month of Kartik, this is the Damodar month, it's a very important in the Puran we find that out of all the months, Damodar month is the most prominent and most pure month. Why? Because in this month, Radharani is the presiding deity of this month. There are many months, but Radharani is controlling this month. And plus, because it is dear to Radharani, so naturally it is dear to also Krishna. So whatever service you do, whatever you do, it is 1,000 times multiplied. You can do seva to Krishna any other month, but if you do it this month, you get 1,000 times more benefit. So that's why in the month of Kartik, so many wonderful pastimes of the Lord took place. So many wonderful pastimes. The Govardhan, worship of Govardhan took also in this month. Then Krishna's other pastimes like Rasa Leela also took in the month of Kartik. And then Krishna, he had he had these pastimes of killing of demon. I forgot the name demon. He killed this demon also in this day of Kartik. I think it's Aristashur. Aristashur he killed this time. And then he also, Lord Bhamanadev, when he appeared in Satyayuga, it happens also during the month of Kartik that he went to Bali Maharaj for charity. And this is the month also you perform Ujja Brata. Ujja Brata is a very beautiful austerity that you do in this month, and you get to please Krishna and Radharani. In the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we find that Aditi and Kashyapa Muni, they wanted to have a son like God. But who can be son like God except for God? So her husband, Aditi's husband, advised Aditi that you should do Prayarvrata austerity for 12 days and you can satisfy Krishna or Vishnu. And she did that actually what Kashyapa Muni told her to do it. And within 12 days, she got to see Krishna, Lord Vishnu, directly. And Lord Vishnu blessed her that I will come as your son. And she got the son known as Vamanadeva. And this Vamanadeva, when he appeared, he came with a Brahman thread. He had a beautiful dress of a saintly personality. He was shining, he was bald head, and he had an umbrella and kunda, kamandalu, lota. And this way he came. And what he did, first thing, he came to the place where Bali Maharaj was performing Ashwamedha Yajna. And in that Ashwamedha Yajna, many Brahmanas came, he gave so much charity. But in that place, when Vamanadeva came, Bali Maharaj was he was astounded to see such a beautiful Brahmana boy, and he was shining. So Bali Maharaj asked him that why you have come to me. So Vamanadeva replied that I need 3 steps of land. I don't need anything else, but I need 3 steps of land. So when Bali Maharaj heard this, he thought this Brahmana boy, it seems he was very intelligent, very shining, but looked like his intelligence is not mature. Because he came to the emperor, but he's asking something like broken glass. 3 steps of land, what is there for him? So he said to Vamanadeva that you ask something that you don't have to ask again in your life. I can give you village, I can give you as much as wealth you want, everything that you want I can give you. But what was the reply of Vamanadeva? He said, I do not want anything. I just want 3 steps of land. And then he gave a lesson through Bali Maharaj. He said to Bali Maharaj that you are the emperor of the 3 worlds, Sarga, Martha, Patala. But still you are not happy. Why? Because you are doing this Ashwamedha Yajna, performing this Ashwamedha Yajna for what? To get the position of Indra. So that means you are not satisfied. You are not satisfied. So nobody's desires in this material world is satisfied. That's what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. He used these very beautiful words. He's saying, Dushparena Nalenacha. Dushparena Nalenacha means that the material desires in the heart of a living entity is burning like a forest fire. It never ends. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he comments that Vairagya Vidya, he says, under the dispenses of providence, mankind cannot have any rest. As one problem solves, another problem takes place. So that means if one desire is fulfilled, another desire comes. And there is no end to it. So that's why devotees of the Lord, who are pure devotee, they do not desire nothing. They do not desire to become one with the Lord, Brahmajyoti, to become live Brahmajyoti. Neither they desire for moksha, mukti. There are Shasti, Shalakya, Sharipya, Samipa muktis. They don't even desire those muktis also. What they desire, like Kulashekara, one of the great devotees, saying that I am not desiring anything. What I want devotional service, life after life. He just wants devotional service. He wants to serve Krishna. No matter wherever Krishna keeps him. Whether Sarga, Martha, Apavarga. Whether he keeps me in Martaloka, Sargaloka, lower planets, or animals, human being, it doesn't matter. I just want to serve Krishna. This is the pure devotee's desire. So that's why Krishna consciousness, it is a unique gift to the human society. And all the acharyas, they are saying the same thing. What they are saying? That Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Muramate. Shankaracharya is saying, you foolish living entity, you serve Govinda. You serve Govinda. You serve, but there is no other way. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying the same thing. He is saying what? That there is no other way. There is no, by jnana, by karma, by upasana, you cannot achieve Krishna. You cannot achieve pure devotion. You can only achieve pure devotion through the devotional service. So that's why Krishna consciousness is a unique gift. It's a very, very rare gift to the human society. And Krishna describes that in the Bhagavad Gita, says, Bahunam janmanamante jnanavanam prapaddate vasudeve sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. After going through many lifetimes, you come in contact with Vasudeva Krishna. Vasudeva Krishna. And then only you get a chance to serve devotion. You come in devotional service to serve Krishna. After many lifetimes. So that means if someone is getting a chance to chant Hare Krishna, if someone is getting a chance to get a Bhagavad Gita, or if someone is getting a chance to take Mahaprasadam, or if someone is getting a chance to come to the temple, or associating with devotees or spiritual master, that means they are very fortunate soul within the whole universe. Within the whole universe. So you should be very proud of yourself that I have come in the contact in Krishna consciousness. I must be very fortunate. Proud in that sense. I'm not saying that you become proud and just because, no. You become proud because you should feel yourself very fortunate. So we requesting people to come more and more. Every Sunday or Sunday feast. We have so many festivals. You come, you enjoy it, associate with devotees, take Mahaprasad, hear about Krishna. If you have any questions, there are devotees who can help you. And if you want to be any seva to Krishna, you are most welcome. There are so many festivals you can serve. So these are all your opportunities. You can live whether in America or India or Africa or even in the forest, and you can perform devotional service. In any time, any circumstance, you can serve Krishna. So this is the most sublime gift. This prema bhakti, love of devotion to Krishna, is a sublime gift by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and our Acharya Srila Prabhupada. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was preaching, he did not discriminate. When he was traveling through the South India every year, from Jagannath Puri, when he used to go to South India, he was even preaching to anybody that he met them on the street, in the forest. When he was going through the Jharikhanda forest to Vrindavan, he even preached to the animals. He was delivering the animals. So this Krishna consciousness, the holy name is very powerful. So that's a request to everyone. Please take your valuable some time out in your 24 hours a day and night. You should take some of your valuable time and engage that time in the service of Krishna. Whether you chant Hare Krishna, whether you offer bhoga to Krishna or worship Krishna in the home. If you cannot come to the temple regularly, do that in your home. Or wherever you may be, you can do this. And make your human life use in the best way. Because human life, is it here? Human life is not made for only eating, sleeping, mating and defending. That is also there in the life of animal. So that's what Prabhupada was saying. Is it here? So he says that this human form is life. It's a precious gift to you because why? Because only human form life you can serve Krishna. You can serve God. So that's a human life is a very rare gift to you, and use that human life in serving Krishna. So now our speaker is here, so we're going to hear from GADADHAR Prabhu. So I'm sure that he'll be speaking about a little bit of Damodar Leela, Damodar month. And after the class is over, we'll have more kirtan. There will be Damodar kirtan, and there will be also everybody will get a chance to offer a lamp to Damodar and Radha Madan Mohan, Gaurita, Jagannath, Subhadra. You can offer the lamp, and after that there will be more announcement, and then there will be prasadam for everyone. In case if you have to go earlier, you can see Naveen Prabhu, and he will arrange some prasadam for you. So please do not leave without taking prasadam. So GADADHAR Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. And GADADHAR Prabhu is also doing a lot of Bhakti Bhiksha program, and he's been serving this New Pani Haridam for many, many years. We are really thankful to him for doing this very nicely, and he's still continuing, and we want him to continue with the service. And he made so many devotees. So let's give a round of applause, or actually we raise our hand and let's welcome him by chanting Hare Krishna loudly. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
He is a doctor of spiritual nature and material. Hare Krishna.
Yamuna परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की श्रील नरोत्तम दास ठाकुर महाशय की श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ श्री षड गोस्वामी प्रभुगण की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर महाशय की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप श्री मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा देवी जमुना देवी की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। कलियुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soham Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadaktikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for your kind association. Let us read one verse from Srimad Bhagavad Gita today, 10th chapter, entitled Opulence of the Absolute, and verse number 10. So Srimad Bhagavad Gita 10.10. Kindly repeat. Tesham saddayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Tesham sadatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Tesham sadatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Translation and purport by our beloved founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Lord Shri Krishna is telling Arjun, and through Arjun, Lord Shri Krishna is telling all of us. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, to those who are constantly engaged in serving me with love, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me. So we have to serve Krishna with love, and Krishna will make sure that we come to him. Krishna is promising. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, let's read the last paragraph only, in the interest of time. A person may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to a spiritual organization, but if he is still not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him instructions so that he may ultimately come to him without difficulty. The qualification is that a person always engage himself in Krishna consciousness and with love and devotion render all kinds of services. We have to just keep ourselves engaged in Krishna consciousness the way Srila Prabhupada has given us. He should perform some sort of work for Krishna. And that work should be with love. Simple. If a devotee is not intelligent enough to make progress on the path of self-realization, but is sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service, the Lord gives him a chance to make progress and ultimately attain him. Hare Krishna. Isn't that hope-giving? Srila Prabhupada has given us so many activities in Krishna consciousness. If we simply keep ourselves engaged in activities of Krishna consciousness with sincerity, then Krishna will give us mercy. We may be advanced, we may not be advanced. We have 24 hours in a day. We have to make sure that we are using our time wisely. That's all. We should not waste our time in gossiping, in browsing the internet, on social media, unnecessarily watching too much news, sports. That's all waste of time, because it does not add any value to our life. They say breaking news, you have to watch this. It adds no value. Think of all the news articles you have read in your life. In the ultimate analysis, what value does it add to our life? Nothing. So we should make sure that the 24 hours a day that we have, we are using it the way our spiritual masters have taught us to use. That is all. We just have to use our time the way Krishna wants us to use. As far as realization in spiritual life is concerned, that Krishna will give. Dadami buddhi yogam. That is not in our hands. Yesterday was the disappearance day of a very great acharya called Srila Narottam Das Thakur. And I would like to spend a few minutes that we have, 15 minutes, speaking about Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Srila Narottam Das Thakur appeared in a village in East Bengal, which is now part of Bangladesh, in a place called Kheturi Gram. He was born in a very aristocratic family. In those days, there were many small princely states in India, and each area had a local king. So the local king was Sri Krishnananda Das, and his wife's name, anybody remember? I'm forgetting the wife's name. So anyway, the king was Sri Krishnananda Datta, and I'm not able to remember his wife's name. Forgive me. But they were very pious king and queen, and they prayed very hard to the Supreme Lord to give them a very devoted child. Someone can look it up. Narottam Das Thakur's mother's name. I would like to say her name for my purification. So on a very auspicious day in the month of Magh, Narayani Devi, yes, Shri Narayani Devi, thank you Prabhu. So Shri Krishnananda Datta and Shri Narayani Devi, they were the parents of Shri Narottam Das Thakur. And when Shri Narottam Das Thakur was born, the astrologer came and did the horoscope, astrological chart, and said this is a very divine child. He has all the astrological constellations arranged of a Mahapurush. Mahapurush means an extraordinary person. When he was 6 months of age, they did the Anna Prashana Samskar, where the first grains are fed to the child. First 6 months of the life of a child is only fed mother's milk. And at the end of 6 months on auspicious day, grains, specifically cooked rice is fed to the baby at 6 months of age, and it's a ceremony. When that ceremony was performed, little Naru, he was not opening his mouth. The astrologer had said he will be a very great person, he will be best amongst the human beings. So you should name him Narottam. So his birth name was Narottam, and Narottam was not opening. Lovingly they would call him Naru. Narottam would not open his mouth. 6-month-old baby. They were trying to put grains of rice because keeping his lips sealed tight. So the parents were confused. What's wrong with the child? Is he getting seizures or something? Then the astrologer, he was a family astrologer, he said, no, Narottam only wants to eat Krishna Prasad. Those grains were not offered to Krishna. So they again cooked rice, offered it to the deity of Krishna, and then Narottam happily ate. That was his Annaprashan ceremony, 6 months old child. From his childhood, he would always ask his parents about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Please tell me about the Supreme Lord. I want to know about the sweet Lord. Keep asking. And parents were wondering, why is he so God crazy? As if he is possessed by God. Always everything he will ask about God. His parents would arrange play dates for Narottam with his friends. And Narottam would ask his friends, let us indulge in those games where we remember Krishna. And let us not play those games where we forget Krishna. So Narottam would figure out different games where there were names of Krishna, there was remembrance of Krishna, there were pastimes of Shri Krishna. Even as a child. The astrologer also said that he has some connection with water. I am not able to tell exactly, but if he enters the river Padmavati, which was the local river that flowed in that area near Kheturi, if he enters the Padmavati river, something will happen to him. It will be life-changing. But I cannot tell you what it is. So the parents were so scared, they made a rule in the kingdom that Narottam will never see the river Padmavati. He grew up in that village of Kheturi not knowing that there is a river there called Padmavati. Similar to Siddhartha. How many of you know the story of Buddha? Have you heard Siddhartha? Kids, have you heard? You have heard of Buddha? The originator of Buddhism. He grew up in Nepal and he was the son of the king. And when he was born, the astrologer had said that this Siddhartha, he will renounce everything. He will renounce the kingdom. He will give up all his possessions and he will become a monk. The father was so scared. He said, let us build 3 palaces for our child with the 3 seasons, summer, winter and monsoon. And let him enjoy these 3 palaces. Let him never see any suffering. Because it is understanding of the futility of material existence that creates a feeling of renunciation in the heart. So the king decided, my son Siddhartha will never see any suffering. No sick person was allowed to come near him. No old person was allowed to come in front of him. Siddhartha grew up not seeing birth, death, old age and disease. He did not know that these things exist. He thought this world is a happy place. Everybody is happy, everybody lives in palaces, and everybody's life is perfect. Haribo. Best laid plans. But what happened? One day, unbeknownst to his father, he just happened to go on a ride in his chariot and he saw a person suffering with tuberculosis. He was coughing out blood. He saw somebody old and he saw a small child crying helplessly for milk. And then he saw somebody dying. Somebody had died and was being carried, the dead body was being carried for cremation. Oh, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshna Darshan. He saw birth, old age, disease, death. The problem of birth, old age, disease, death became Gautama Buddha. Renounced everything. On the other hand, in Ramayana, we have a exactly opposite story of Risheshringa Maharaj. His father also heard that your son, you have to make him a pure brahmachari, a pure brahman. a pure soul. How do I do it? Let me give him an upbringing where he never sees a woman. So this sage brought up his son in the ashram without knowing that the opposite gender exists. Rishyasingha had never seen a woman, a girl in his life. He thought this world is made up of only men and boys. So there was no feeling of attraction to the opposite sex. He grew up very pure, like a celibate monk. But we know what happened. He was so pure that Maharaj Rompat got attracted. That if he comes in my kingdom, the drought will end. He was having a drought. So he sent some society ladies when his father had gone out for some work. And Rishyasingha was alone. And he associated with those girls, felt very attracted to them. When the father came back, he said, "Father, you never told me some special people exist. Their hair is not rough and thick like my hair. Their hair is not matted. They have soft, silky, long, beautiful hair. And their bodies are not stinky like mine. Their bodies are very fragrant. I am so attracted." And then he left and got married. What was the name of Lord Ram's sister? Huh? Shanta. He got married to Shanta. Haribol. So here is somebody who was brought up for renunciation, became a grahastha, and here is somebody, Gautam Buddha, who was brought up to be a grahastha. He was married. Siddhartha was married, and he became a completely renounced monk. Haribol. This is destiny. Narottam Thakur was told never to enter the river Padmavati. He was not even told that the river existed. But all the guards were told Narottam should never go near the river. One day he was playing with his friends and he saw there was a river. And he was attracted by this beautiful river Padmavati. That night when he slept, he had a dream. And Lord Nityananda Prabhu, naughty Nityananda Prabhu, came in the dream and said, "Naru, wake up. It is Brahma Muhurta. Go and take your bath, not in the bathroom. Go to the river Padmavati and take a dip in the river Padmavati." Narottam woke up from his dream. Nityananda Prabhu has ordered me. Didn't tell anybody. He just went to the river Padmavati, offered obeisances, and took 3 dips. Doop, 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 in the river Padmavati. Now let's rewind. Many years ago, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was living in Jagannath Puri as a sannyasi, Mahaprabhu decided he wants to go to Vrindavan. 3 times Mahaprabhu attempted to go to Vrindavan. On one of the attempts, when he was going through Bengal and he came to Ramakeli, when he initiated Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, that trip. So when he was going to Ramakeli, on the way, he stopped at Kheturigram. And there he led a very beautiful, ecstatic kirtan with all the devotees. Even Nityananda Prabhu was there. In the middle of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra kirtan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started shouting, "Naru! Naru! Naru!" And Nityananda Prabhu and all the associates, they were looking at each other. "Ye Naru kaun hai? Who is this Naru? Do you know anybody Naru? Do you know? Who is this Naru? We know so many devotees, but nobody is Naru." So Nityananda Prabhu went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, "Who is Naru?" Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, pointing to the direction of Kheturigram, "In that village, Nitai, in the future, a great devotee will be born. And that devotee will be personification of your love, Nitai." Srinivas Acharya was the incarnation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prema. Narottam Das Thakur was the incarnation of Sri Nityananda Prabhu's prema. And Shyamananda Pandit was the incarnation of Sri Advaita Acharya's prema. He said, "Your prema, the pure love that you have, Nitai, that love will incarnate as Sri Narottam Das Thakur in this village of Kheturi." And thinking of this in ecstasy, I am chanting his names. Nitai said, "So what do we do?" Mahaprabhu said, "Nitai, all the love that you hold in your heart is actually with me, because I am the object of your love. All this prem, love that you have, I have taken it and I am going to deposit it in this river. In the future, when Narottam will take bath in this river, he will receive that love." Padmavati Devi. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called for the personified river. The Devi appeared, the goddess of the river appeared. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this is the pure love that is the property of my dear Narottam. I want you to keep it safely until he comes and takes a bath in your holy waters. Prabhu, Mahaprabhu, how will I know who is Narottam? Every day hundreds of villagers take bath in my waters at this ghat. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you will come to know it is Narottam. As soon as he touches your water, you will experience ecstasy. Your ecstasy will manifest as your waves and you will experience a surge of flood. That's when you will know Narottam has touched you. And you take this love and give him this love when he takes his bath. As you say, my Lord. Now this morning, Narottam Das Thakur is going to take his bath. As soon as he took his bath, the river Padmavati gave the pure love that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had deposited to Narottam Das Thakur. That love entered the heart of this young boy, Narottam. Immediately, Narottam, when he was born, he had a dark complexion like Krishna. But as soon as he received the prem, he became golden. His complexion transformed. Haribol. He became fair and lovely. And then he came home and he was completely love intoxicated. All he was talking about is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because what does Nitai do? Bhaja Gauranga, Kaha Gauranga, Laho Gaurangera Namare. He became mad. I want Gauranga. I want Gauranga Ranga Pai. I want the reddish lotus feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. He became completely mad. Love intoxicated. He left his house and said, I will go to Vrindavan. Because there, now by this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had disappeared from this world. But he said, the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan are still here in Vrindavan. I want to be with them. So Narottam Das Thakur started walking from Kheturi, giving up his palatial house, servants, money, everything, and started walking towards Vrindavan Dham. He came to Vrindavan Dham and he met Srila Jiva Goswami. Srila Jiva Goswami informed him that recently Sanatana Goswami and Srila Rupa Goswami, they have left this world. And Srila Raghunath Bhatta Goswami also has departed from this world. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had kept a message with all of us that in the future, 2 great devotees will come. Srinivas Acharya and Narottam Das Thakur. And Narottam, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that you are destined to be initiated by his very intimate associate, Sri Loknath Goswami. So I will personally take you for initiation to Sri Loknath Goswami. You should receive spiritual initiation from him. Narottam Das Thakur folded his hand and said, when I was coming on the way to Vrindavan, one night I also had a dream where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu placed his lotus foot on my head and blessed me and instructed me that you go to Vrindavan and take initiation from my very dear devotee, Sri Loknath Goswami. Jiva Goswami was very happy. This was double confirmation. He took him to Sri Loknath Goswami and said, Loknath Goswami, Gosaiji, this is Narottam Das. He is the famous devotee that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had told all of us, had predicted. He has come to Vrindavan. Please initiate him. Sri Loknath Goswami, we don't have time to talk about his glories, but he was such a humble, gentle soul. The symptom of a spiritually advanced person is the person is very gentle and the person is very humble. What are the 2 qualities? Gentle and humble. A person who is close to God can never be arrogant, harsh and proud. Because Lord Jesus Christ says, the kingdom of God belongs to the meek and the humble. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sarishuna. Be humble like a blade of grass on the street. And we have to try to be tolerant like a tree. Narottam Das Thakur was like that, and so was Srila Loknath Goswami. But see the humility of Srila Loknath Goswami. He said, Jiva Goswami, how can I even think of initiating Narottam Das Thakur? I am chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra to get Krishna Prem. I am living in Vrindavan to get Krishna Prem. I do Govardhan Parikrama to get Krishna Prem. I roll in the dust of Vrindavan to get Krishna Prem. But that Krishna Prem was given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally to this Narottam Das Thakur. It would be a great act of arrogance on my part to initiate someone who is much more advanced than me. Oh, I cannot initiate him. Let me take the dust from him. Narottam Das Thakur moved back. Jiva Goswami says, what can I do? This is the nature of a devotee. They are very humble. Narottam Das Thakur thought to himself that at least I should serve my Gurudev. He may not accept me, but I should serve him. So he asked Srila Jiva Goswami, what service can I do for Srila Loknath Goswami? Srila Jiva Goswami said that you ask him what service you can do. So Loknath Goswami went again with Srila Jiva Goswami and inquired, I want to do some service. You are quite elderly. I am very young. I want to do some service for you. What service can I do? Loknath Goswami said, my dear Narottam, you are a prince. In your house, you have hundreds of servants like me. And you are asking me how you can serve me? This is not proper. I am a useless fellow who never received the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu rejected me. He told me, stay in Vrindavan, I will come. And such a mad fellow I am. When Mahaprabhu came to Vrindavan, I was not in Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu was asking the Brijvasis, have you seen Loknath Goswami? Have you seen Loknath Goswami? And I had already gone to Navadvip and Jagannath Puri to search for him. I missed him. And then when I was going to Jagannath Puri to see him again, he came in a dream and told me, nothing doing now. You stay put in Vrindavan. I am the only devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who did not get his darshan, who did not follow his instructions. And you want to take initiation from me? No, I cannot do this to you. For your own welfare, I cannot do this to you. Narottam Das Thakur decided, I will do some thankless, menial service for my Gurudev. In those days, there were no restrooms. People would respond to nature's call out in the open. And men had a separate area, women had a separate area. And you just go and you dig a hole in the ground, respond to nature's call, and then bury your refuse there. And then you take a bath in the river and come home. That was the process. And people were so regulated in their eating that they would evacuate only once a day, in the early morning. Not any time of the day, because they were so regulated in their eating. They would eat 2 meals in a day, around 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. and nothing else. This is mentioned in the Shastra. In Manu Samhita this is mentioned. We are supposed to eat 2 times a day, around 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. and 3 to 4 p.m. That's it, 2 meals in a day, not more than that. And then the bowels are very regulated. So every morning at 3 a.m., Srila Loknath Goswami would go to a particular area to respond to nature's call. Then he would go to the Padmavat, he would go to the river Yamuna, take his bath, and then start chanting all day. Narottam Das Thakur noticed that schedule. So at midnight, he would go to the place in the forest where Sri Loknath Goswami used to respond to nature's call. And he would clean that area very nicely. He would pluck fragrant flowers, mogra, jasmine, lily, different flowers, fragrant flowers from the forest. And he would arrange them everywhere, make that area very fragrant. Natural room freshener. Haribol. He would make everything very clean. And he would cover that area with fine raj. Because after cleaning yourself, they didn't have soap. So they would rub the hands in sand as an abrasive cleaner. And then they would wash the hands with water. And then go take a bath. So he would keep a pile of nice, clean, fine sand for Loknath Goswami to wash his hands. And he did this service for many months, every single night. When the whole world was sleeping, at midnight he would start his service to his future Gurudev. And by 2 o'clock he would do everything and then go away. 3 o'clock when Sri Loknath Goswami came, everything was spick and span, clean, tidy. Housekeeping service, janitor service, Sri Narottam Das Thakur. But without any salary. Unpaid service. But Sri Loknath Goswami was wondering who is doing this service. This place never used to be so fragrant. Who is doing this service for me? I must find out. So Srila Loknath Goswami went there at 10 o'clock in the evening, at night, and hid behind a bush and waited. And sure enough, at midnight, the prince Narottam came. And just like Chitravirya Prabhu and Ghanasham Prabhu, they go on the altar, they go on their knees, and they clean the altar with that mood that I am cleaning the altar. Srila Narottam Das Thakur used to clean the place where his Gurudev used to respond to nature's call. Hare Krishna. That was the mood. He would do achaman, he would take a bath and go and clean the place where his Gurudev, not just waking up at 12 o'clock, putting neem twig in his mouth, doing something. No. When he did service for his Gurudev, even though he was cleaning the toilet area of his Gurudev, he was doing it with the mood that I am on the holy altar. He would go on his knees, clean everything, remove thorns, remove pebbles, remove dry leaves, make it very nice and clean. As if he is doing altar seva, deity seva. That was his mood. And Loknath Goswami started weeping. Tears filled his eyes when he saw this service attitude of Narottam Das Thakur. He started crying. Narottam was wondering, who is crying here in the middle of the night? Loknath Goswami got up from behind the bush. He said, "Oh Prince Narottam, oh Prince Narottam, hi, what are you doing? You will go to hell if you do such a menial service, and because I am taking service from you, I will also go to hell. You have received Krishna Prem from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I should be serving you, I should be worshipping you, what are you doing? Please desist from doing this dirty work. This is not befitting you, this is not befitting you." And started crying. Narottam Das Thakur fell at the lotus feet of Sri Loknath Goswami. This is 2 o'clock at night. And he said, "Gurudev, one's life is a complete failure if one does not accept a spiritual master. I have already accepted you as my spiritual master." Loknath Goswami said, "But I have also decided I will never accept any disciple because I am not qualified." Shri Narottam Das Thakur said, "Mahaprabhu Shri Chaitanya Dev personally told me." Loknath Goswami said, "Mahaprabhu Shri Chaitanya Dev personally told me also that I should initiate you." "Then why are you not initiating me, Gurudev?" He said, "You are more advanced than me. The Guru is supposed to uplift a disciple, but I see you as much more advanced than me." Narottam Das Thakur started crying. He embraced the lotus feet of Sri Loknath Goswami and said, "Gurudev, this is the nature of a pure devotee. But I can tell you this, if you do not initiate me, I will not be able to keep alive. I will not be able to maintain my life. I will not be able to live. I would rather die if you don't accept me." Seeing his sincerity, seeing his dedication and devotion, Srila Loknath Goswami picked up Srila Narottam Das Thakur, embraced him, and said, "Tomorrow morning, you take a bath in the Yamuna and come to me. I will initiate you." Hari Bol. Narottam Das Thakur went to Srila Jiva Goswami and said, "Goswami ji, Gurudev has agreed to initiate me. He wants to initiate me today." Srila Jiva Goswami told Srinivas Acharya to be the Purohit, to perform the yajna. Srila Jiva Goswami himself was sitting there. Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami was there, who wrote the book Satkriya Sardipika. Who wrote the book Hari Bhakti Vilas along with Srila Sanat. That Gopal Bhatta Goswami is sitting. But who made Radharaman appear. And our Narottam Das Thakur is getting initiation from Sri Loknath Goswami. As soon as Sri Loknath Goswami gave initiation to Sri Narottam Das Thakur, Sri Loknath Goswami took the hand of Sri Narottam Das Thakur. With the other hand, he took the hand of Sri Jiva Goswami, placed them with each other and said, "My dear Sri Jiva Goswami, today I hand over to you my one and only disciple, Narottam Das Thakur. Please train him. Treat him like your servant. From today he will be your servant. Please train him. Please love him like a father. From today he will be your son. Servant and son both. You can chastise him, you can pamper him. But he is yours. I am not qualified to train him. Mahaprabhu told me initiate. Mahaprabhu didn't tell me train. You are better at training. You know all these books, Satsandarbha, Gopal Chapu. I don't know anything. I have not written any book. You train him. He is yours from today." but I gave him initiation. Hari Bol. And when it is described, some commentators have written, this is the last thing. When Srila Lokanath Goswami gave Diksha to Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Tadami Buddhi Yogam Tam, we are reading. Divya Gyan Hridaya Prakashito. Srila Narottam Das Thakur at that time immediately understood that in the spiritual world, I am a maid servant. My name is Champaka Manjari. I am in the group of Champak Lata Sakhi, and my eternal service is to boil the milk and make milk preparations like sweet rice and whatever. Ghanshyam Prabhu knows better what milk preparations we can make. But to make those milk preparations, that is a specialization. Hari Bol. I was recently in Houston and His Holiness Hanuman Prashak Maharaj told me, what do you do? I said, Maharaj, I am a physician. What is your specialization? I said, I am just a hospitalist. He said, oh, nowadays there are so many specializations. You go to an eye doctor and tell the eye doctor that my right eye is hurting. The doctor will tell you, I specialize in the left eye only. He was joking. So, here is a specialization in the spiritual world. Only milk products. That is the eternal service of Champak Manjari. That today I will make rabdi. Today I will make rasmalai. And no item is repeated. Everything navam. It's fresh, new. That is the eternal service. One day Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Srila Jiva Goswami told him that you should do Manasi Seva. This is the last point, I promise. You do Manasi Seva, you sit and in your mind you serve the Supreme Lord. So Srila Narottam Das Thakur was sitting and he was serving Radha and Krishna. In the meditation, Champak Lata Sakhi came to him, one of the 8 Sakhis, after Sakhis. Champak Manjari, today let us make rabdi for Srimati Radharani and Shyam Sundar. Alright, I will make. So Champak Manjari, who is Narottam Das Thakur, in the meditation went, took a pot, earthen pot, put milk in that, lit a fire and started boiling the milk. Procured some sugar, some camphor, some elaichi, some kesar to make nice rabdi. Mataji, ingredient barabar hai. And then he was meditating, the milk is boiling. And then suddenly, as he was transferring the milk into smaller pots to serve Radha Shyam Sundar, Champak Lata Sakhi came and said, Are Champak Manjari, are you ready yet? So she got suddenly distracted and got scared that my Yudheshwari is calling me, and some milk spilled on her hand. In the meditation, as she was filling those pots to serve Radha Shyam Sundar, some milk spilled on her hand and immediately she got scalds, she got blisters because of heat injury, burns. She got blisters, and that's when Srila Jiva Goswami called him, because in the meditation suddenly he So Jiva Goswami, what happened? And his meditation, no, nothing happened. He put the hand under the chadar. Narottam Das Thakur put his hand under the chadar. And then later on he saw he had proper blisters. His hand had got burned. Even though the service was happening in the meditation. This tells us when we serve God with our mind, God accepts it. It's called Manasi Seva. Haribol. It's a science. So the hand had gotten burned. Narottam Das Thakur took a piece of cloth and covered his hand so that nobody will see. Otherwise, everybody will ask, Prabhu, what happened? Oh, I was making milk for Radha Shyam Sundar. Yudheshwari disturbed, milk spilled, hand got burnt. I am just coming from the Nitya Lila. Not like that. He was so humble, he wanted to hide his spiritual accomplishments. He covered his hand. But Jiva Goswami said, is this from yesterday when I called you? He didn't say anything. Jiva Goswami went and told everybody that Narottam Das Thakur has Leela Pravesh. He has become Siddha. He has become perfect. But Narottam Das Thakur himself never said anything. Haribol. These are the wonderful pastimes. Yesterday was the disappearance day. I wanted to describe the disappearance pastime of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, but we don't have time because we have to do Damodar Ashtaka. Haribol. So let us pause here. Srila Narottam Das Thakur Mahashay ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Haribol. So now we do Damodar Ashtaka. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
So we'd like to call Jayanti Balaram family to come forward. Jayanti Balaram Prabhu and family, they are disciple of His Holiness GADADHAR Maharaj. They took initiation not too long ago, but they took initiation. But they have been coming to the temple for the last 30 years almost, or more. So they are sponsoring the Sunday feast for the month of Kartik as a seva to Vaishnava. Haribol! Haribol! And they are also seeking the blessings of Radha, Damodar, Radha, Madhamahan, Govinda and Jagannath Baladev Subhadra in the month of Kartik for the seva. So let us pray for this wonderful family, Jayanti Balaram Prabhu and family, by raising our hand and chanting Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You understand that? He has a very nice word to say you something, because he knows this temple very well, and he's been serving the deities here and Prabhupada and the devotees for many, many years.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Hare. Prabhu. Smitasara Prabhu said, tell something. Well, I'm not very qualified to say anything. However, only one thing I know, you are the best devotee who come. You sacrifice your time every time and come to the temple and enlighten everyone, because without you, there is nothing here and nothing to talk about anything. So I want to say thank you, and I want to pray to Radha, Damodar Bhagwan, that he can bring you every time for the whole month without failure. And if you want, you will be able to make it happen. It is your decision to come or not to come. Or if you don't want to come, Krishna will put you on a side road somewhere that you cannot make it here. Because I know wonderful thing that Prabhuji come all the way from Cummings, Georgia to give a lecture here. And he always enlightened everyone here. Every time he come, he enlightened everyone. And I want to thank all these people who spend so much time every day in the morning. Just like he said, 4 o'clock, or before 4 o'clock, they have all the dress, the deity dress already ready, and perform how many hours they put that time. So that we can have a darshan and we can enlighten ourselves in our heart that how much they put the time for us. I offer my gratitude to those devotees, those pujari, who does every day, every time, at least 2 to 3 times a day, they perform this duty. And I want to thank each and everyone who come here also, and keep coming, okay? That will be best for you and best for the temple. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Also, I'd like to thank the devotees who have taken part in cleaning Radharan's kitchen last Saturday with the leadership of Chitra Vijay Prabhu and Lakshman Prabhu. They did a very nice service in the kitchen. I would like to thank all those devotees also. Haribol! Haribol! And then we have a new BTG has come for the devotees who are monthly members and donors of the temple. You can collect your complimentary BTG from outside book table. the month of Damodar. So we have it's a Damodar pastime book. It's a beautiful book written by His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Pai Maharaj. The whole pastimes of Vala Damodar is there in this book. And if you have to collect this book, you can come and see me at the book table. It's a small donation you can give and you can take this book. It's very beautiful. I read this book. And also if you want to repeat your son or daughter in Sunday school, you can see Vijeshwari Mataji or Kamalakshi Mataji. And if you have a daughter or son who wants to go to Sunday school, the Sunday school takes place in the basement. So every Sunday starts from 5 p.m. And you can recruit your son or daughter to Sunday school. They teach like music, they teach, shlokas, moral behavior, all these things they teach, so your son or daughter can learn all this. So take this opportunity also. So now we have a couple of announcements. On the 17th October, Thursday, is Rama Ekadashi, and we're going to have Kirtan from 6 to 8 p.m. So please come for that. And then on the 20th October, Monday, is a Deepavali festival of Deepdan. So we'll be having a program from 6 p.m. We'll have Kirtan, then Deepdan, all that is going to go on. So please come for that. And we'll also have Prasadam. That's Monday. And then 22nd Wednesday is Govardhan Puja. We'll have a beautiful Govardhan Puja. We'll make Govardhan Hill. And then we'll have Govardhan Arati. I know every year, many devotees, they take advantage of doing Arati to Lord Govardhan. So you can also do that this year also. And there will be also Govardhan Arati, then Govardhan Puja, and then there will be also glories of Govardhan will be spoken. We'll announce that, who's going to give that lecture. And then we'll have also nice prasadam for everyone on the Govardhan Puja day. I think they do fast on the day. I don't think so. There's no fasting. Yes. Julia is very merciful, no fasting. Yeah. And then Saturday, again we have Mahaklina for Pujari room, for Pujari altar, and also the kitchen. And then we got Sunday to sponsor some dishes. We didn't have for actually that last minute. Jayanti Balaram Prabhu sponsored. So these are the few announcements that we have. Any other announcements? Okay. So please keep coming, and we have also introduced this during the month of Kartik. We are organizing a home program. So if you want to have a Damodar program at your home, you can come and see me, or you can see GADADHAR Prabhu, or you can see also Lakshmana Prabhu. We are doing a lot of home program. So you can do it very simple. You don't need, if you have the opportunity to do big arrangement, you can do that. But you can also have a simple arrangement. You can do it during the daytime or in the evening. You just have to let us know when you want to do, and we will come and do the Damodar program at your home. And the way to do it is, you have to have some givings to offer to Damodar. You have to have Damodar picture. You can have prasadam, and even there is no prasadam, it's fine, but still we will come and do the arati and pray to Damodar Ashtam's son. And you can all participate. You can bring your friends and families. You can invite them, because this is a very beautiful opportunity, very special opportunity in the month of Kartik to offer the lamp. I just before Adhikar Prabhu came, I just spoke about so much about Damodar. So in South India, during the month of Kartik, there was, I think it's most in the Ranganath temple, they offered a ghee lamp. Pujaris offered a ghee lamp in the month of Kartik to Lord, and somehow the Pujari wasn't there, and the rat came and he ate some of the cotton. He ate some of the cotton and he was burning inside. And while he was burning inside, he was circumambulating that burning fire. And he did it for a couple of times, and then he passed away. And he said that after he passed away, he reached destination of Vaikuntha. Such a powerful, we find such powerful things happens in the month of Kartik. And I have mentioned before, Then in the month of Kartik, I was just hearing one of the lecture of Radhanath Maharaj. He was beautifully speaking how in the month of Kartik, so many beautiful pastimes of Lord Krishna took place. In the month of Kartik, the Damanda Lila took in the month of Kartik, the hill, lifting of Govardhan hill also took place in the month of Kartik. Bahulashtami, taking back in the Radhakuni, is also took in the month of Kartik. And then it says that, Rupa Goswami says that if you stay in Mathura Mandala, in the land of Mathura, for 3 days or 7 days or 12 days, your ticket to Vaikuntha is guaranteed. Just by staying there and serving Krishna. So this is very powerful. So please take the advantage. Take your valuable time and do something. You can chant extra rounds, or you take some austerities. Like if you are eating like 3-4 times, cut down that. You can eat less. You can sleep less, or read more books about the pastimes that describe Lord Krishna's glories, or glories of Radha Damodar. I can read that. And then there is also opportunities like you can come 2 times in the morning and in the evening. You can come and offer lamp, or you can circumambulate Vishnu temple. And if you don't worship Tulsi Maharani, it's recommended that you worship Tulsi Maharani in the month of Kartik. So you offer Tulsi Jaladanam, or you can offer incense, or you can offer a lamp or a flower to Tulsi Maharani. I know most of the people, most of the Hindus at least, they have a Tulsi in their home. So this is your opportunity. So please take this advantage of in the month of Kartik, because this month is very dear to Srimati Radharani, and because it is dear to Radharani, it is also dear to Krishna. So whatever service you do, it is recognized by Radharani and by Krishna. And if Radharani recommends your name to Krishna, Krishna will never give you up. So this is the opportunity. Please, thank you all for coming again. Please keep coming. This is your temple. Come here. We have morning and evening offering of the lamp. Please take the advantage. So in the evening we are offering lamp around 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. every day in the temple. And in the morning we do it around 8 o'clock or 7:45. You can come also for the lamp. Because I know some of the people, they go to job, they cannot come, so sometimes they come in the morning. So these opportunities are there. Please take the advantage. Hare Krishna. So, Prasadam is outside. Please come and take the final darshan of the deities.